Let's do our post-game show. Let me take these off for this. I'll dial in. It wasn't really the Raptors dialed in completely today, though. Damn. Tough one for the Raptors. They go to Cleveland, the top seed in the NBA right now. Cleveland, 16-1 record going into this one. They were 11.5-point favorites, and they showcased it winning by 14 points. But it wasn't all bad. There was still quite a lot to like about what the Raptors did tonight, and we'll discuss that in tonight's post-game show. So as a reminder, we do content like this for every Raptors game. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel, keep up to date with all that content. If you enjoyed this one along the way, please make sure you hit that like button as well. It does go a long way to helping support us in that YouTube algorithm. But I said there was still quite a bit to like about the way the Raptors played today. There was stuff that there wasn't to like about the way the Raptors played today. But you got to go into these games with reasonable expectations. You're playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 16-1. They're now 17-1. You're playing against one of the top teams in the NBA. They were favored by double digits. Now, a lot of times, the Raptors rise to the occasion of that. They played the Celtics as 16-point underdogs in Boston. And if it wasn't for poor officiating, some bad luck, and a Jason Tatum egregious travel right at the end of the game, maybe they win that game. But this was another measuring stick sort of performance to see how they stack up. And there were little things here or there that cost them, but mostly there was still a lot of relatively good basketball being played. Now, the Cavaliers, they've got the towers. They've got Allen and Mobley. They were able to clog up the paint, made life hard for guys like Jakob Poeltl, who still had a decent game, but we've seen better from him. Made the game really difficult for R.J. Barrett. Made the game really difficult for Scotty Barnes. Clogged up the paint, and it was a very, very poor shooting night from the Raptors. But for a little stretch in the last 6 minutes of the third quarter where they were starting to knock down some shots, it was a really poor shooting night as a whole. They go 12 of 39 from three today. And that's that little spurt in the third quarter to make it look better. But one of the worst things from tonight's definitely the free throw percentage, 64.7% from the line for the Raptors today. But there was still some good basketball being played. Defense has been steadily improving for the Raptors, which is great to see. But you run into a really hot Cavaliers team who were hot from three for a lot of this game. Ty Jerome goes 4 of 8 with some crazy makes. Darius Garland goes 4 of 7 with some tough shots. So does Donovan Mitchell, 5 of 9. They go 16 of 41, 39% shooting from three. It boils down to the make or miss league that we are part of here. In the end, possession battle. How does it fare? We dominate the possession battle. 97 field goal attempts to our 92, but the Raptors take 20 more free throws. 20 more free throws. They missed 12 of them, though. They go 22 of 34, as I said. Very poor from the line. And turnovers cost them a little bit. 16 turnovers create to 14. But the Raptors dominate the possession battle here. It's just they could not get the shots to go. 40% from the field, 30.8% from three. It was just the Cavs have the defensive tools to clog up the paint. So in a game like this, you've got to make your threes to keep them honest. And Toronto were not able to do that. The Cavs, honestly, in general this season, I'll pull up their schedule right now. They've been playing with their food quite a bit, so maybe part of that made it look good. They take their foot off the gas a little bit, kind of knowing they've gotten it back. But when they turned it on, the Raptors had no answer. They've had some big wins. Don't get me wrong. They're up by 40 at half against the Warriors. They killed the Bulls the other day, but the Sixers have been bad. They beat them by 8. The Nets only by 5. The injury-riddled Pelicans by 9. The Bucks, who are really bad starting season, they beat them by 2 and then 1 in back-to-back games. The Knicks started the season when they were playing poorly. Only win by 6. So, they're winning games. I'm not going to take anything away from that. The Cavs this season have been extraordinarily impressive. Kenny Atkinson is doing a fantastic job with this team. But the Cavs this season have been a little bit known to play with their food. And in those moments, I'll commend the Raptors because their confidence and their desire to get back in this game never really wavered. They wanted this. They wanted to win this game, but in the end, they just didn't really have the quality to do it. Like I say, some poor shooting nights. Barnes goes 5 of 14, 18 points, only 7 of 12 from the line. Decent stat line in the end, like 18 points, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a block. 7 rebounds, if I said. I may have said rebounds, but inefficient. Pirtle, 5 of 12. 12 points, 19 rebounds. Still like a crazy stat line. 8 offensive rebounds. He did struggle with the Jared Allen matchup defensively, though. Jared Allen goes 10 of 14 with 23 points, 13 rebounds. A lot of misses in the game today. Barrett, another inefficient night. 16 points, 6 of 18 shooting. Unfortunately, these types of games are becoming a little bit more... they come a little bit more often for Barrett, these inefficient nights. Grady Dick kind of lost his flair a little bit. He still put up 18 points, but 6 of 17. A lot of inefficient numbers for the Raptors, as I said, overall with the poor shooting night. For the Cavs, Jared Allen, like I said, went off. Donovan Mitchell, 26 points, 10 of 18 shooting. Ty Jerome, geez, man, what a night from him. Knocking down some crazy shots, went 9 of 14, 26 points off the bench. Cavs as a whole only had 33 bench points. 26 of those come from Ty Jerome. Raptors able to spread it out a little bit more off of their bench. They finished with 35 bench points, it looks like. 10 from Boucher, 13 from Mobo, who played pretty well, but there wasn't really enough from the team here. 6 turnovers from David Mitchell doesn't help. That's really your only point guard out here. A tough one. And against a good team like the Cavs, results like this are bound to happen. The spread was 17, and if the Raptors hit a late game 3, which they had 3 misses right at the end, they covered the spread here. So on to the rest of the road trip. 3 more games a part of this little road trip the Raptors are on. They're going to have the Pistons up next tomorrow. Speaking of that game tomorrow, Darko took a long time to commit to garbage time here, which is a bit strange. They're down double digits with 3 minutes left. You think you want to save your guys for the second night of back-to-back tomorrow, but they don't. And they got the Pistons tomorrow. That's probably going to be a somewhat winnable game. Pistons will be favored by 6, I'd guess. So we'll see. They have the Pelicans Wednesday away from home. I'm really interested to see that spread because the Pelicans have been riddled with injuries. So if you're underdogs even away from home to the Pelicans, that might be a pretty nasty sign about the way your team looks. Tomorrow, the spread's actually 4.5, 5-ish for the Pistons. I've just had a quick check in there. And then to end off the road trip, it's an NBA Cup game away at the Miami Heat on Friday, November 29th, which is an interesting day because Friday, November 29th, Amateur merch releases. So keep your eye out for Amateur merch. I got shirts, I got hats, I got stickers that you guys will want to check out. Again, keep an eye out for Amateur merch, November 29th, or Friday. Video will be out, showcasing it right before I go live for a watch party as the Raptors take on the Miami Heat on this day, 8 p.m. I'll be live at 7:30 p.m. talking about merch, and a video will be dropping at 7 p.m. showcasing that merch to all of the viewers and all the people of the Amateur Hour Army. So tough game for the Raptors, but things to learn, things to take away from this game and learn from, and some good quality stuff to come from the game as well. We got to knock down our threes a bit more consistently, but we'll fix up against a team that we have a better chance against. Tough game against the Cavs. It is what it is. They maintain pretty relative competitiveness all throughout this game, and for a rebuilding team, that is A-okay from my perspective. So that'll do it for today's post-game show. If you did enjoy, please make sure you do smash that like button. Remember, we do content like this for every Raptors game, so make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well.